The best thing to do is to patiently wait for your oils to cool down, but I had been going for a while and they were still pretty hot, so I put them in a cold water bath in my sink, being careful not to splash any water into my oils. Slowly pour the lye in and use your blender to blend a few pulses to create the emulsion that you're looking for, which means the oil and the lye will no longer separate. If you use the blender too much, you can accelerate trace and get to really thick soap and not have enough time to pour it into the mold smoothly or do the designs you're looking for. So you want to stir by hand and use the blender sparingly. For this batch, my batter was split in half so that I could have half green and half red soap batter. And if you remember, my essential oils are already measured and mixed in with the clay, so I'm adding them at the same time. Here I'm very lightly tapping activated charcoal to create a pencil line. You have to be very careful. If you do it too thick, your soap will break apart where the pencil line is. This is the second half of my batter that will be red, so my essential oils and clay are going in, again blending sparingly so that I do not get a super thick batter super quick and I have time to work, stirring by hand. This batter is very light trace, but since I'm doing a layered soap and I'm not wanting it to break through the bottom layer, I am going to gently pour it on top of my green batter. Using the spatula kind of breaks the fall of the batter and lets it go on top of the first layer more gently. Each flower petal and flower bud is dried and hand placed on top of the soap. My second batch is a lard and tallow combination, and my lye and my oils are both at 100, so we're ready to soap. When using milk, especially goat's milk for your lye solution, it has a lot higher fat content, which makes your soap gentle, but it also changes the look of your lye solution. Have your essential oils ready and don't forget to put them in when it's time, after your batter is at emulsion. You can see here that we have not reached emulsion. You can see the separation of the lye solution and the oils. The batter begins to look opaque and you'll see that it is fully combined, which means it has reached emulsion. I'm past emulsion, but not quite to light trace yet. But since I need to add 2 different colorants to this soap, I'm going to go ahead and start with my first colorant. I use natural colorants only, so I'm using turmeric to make orange, and I'm going to blend it until we reach light trace. In my book, I have multiple pictures showing you what trace is, so you can tell the difference between emulsion, light trace, medium trace, and thick trace. I have not split this batter yet. This is the full 2 pounds. I have turmeric added to it, and I'm going to add essential oils before I split my batter. Going to pour about half of my batter off and add activated charcoal and blend that. In the pot swirl is a very easy way to get swirls, and I describe this process in my book along with several others for making designs in your soap. As you can see, it's pretty simple. You just pour your secondary color and swirls in the pot of soap and do not stir. After you've done that, you start pouring your batter into your mold without stirring. And that's the magic of soap making. You combine ingredients and you get soap, and it's beautiful and it's awesome. And if you want the book and all your information in one place, this is the book to get, and it's on Amazon.